Family, this your girl, Empress Goddess, the Georgia Peach, fresh out the shower, feeling good, looking good, smelling good. As always, my loves, I'm always continuing to try to grow and show y'all different forms of divination and different styles of tarot readings and how different readers read and interpret the cards to y'all. And since I'm a Capricorn, of course, it's going to be a Capricorn collective reading. So, without further ado, this is Sassy Scorpio Tarot. She is a trip, baby, Christina. Oh Lord, but she give it to you from the shoulder. Then directly following her, immediately following her, will be my brother from another mother, Zane Intuitive Tarot, with a Capricorn collective. Now let's get in there.
If you're familiar with that show. Capricorn, welcome to your general overview for September. I hope you are well. I hope you are fabulous. I am recording most folks' messages around that full moon energies, and I've been getting some fantastic results. So let's see what's going on for you. Show me Capricorn, please, in September. Show me Capricorn, please, in September. What is going on, please, for September and Capricorn? What is going on? Show me Capricorn in September. Oh. You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. Some of you might have some very strong Cancer in your chart at this time. You could be connecting to one. Just please know if you've had any concerns or fears, okay, regarding your loved ones and those who you immediately identify as family and friends. We're in a good place, okay? We're in a good place, all right? I don't know what's going on, but sometimes it might feel like the edges of life are a little threatening. Just please know that there will be a smooth transition here, okay? You're protected, all right? Some of you might be feeling emotionally vulnerable. You know, it's safe. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. You need to trust that. Some of you just might be very worried about your loved ones at this time. We'll see what's going on there. What's going on, please, for Capricorn? Interesting. What is going on, please, for Capricorn energy in September? What's going on? What is going on for Capricorn? September. September, please. Three of Swords. There's the confusion, the world. We don't want it to. We want to discontinue that. We literally want to feel better. At least that's what it was in the recent past. Let's keep going. Eight of Cups, the Hanged Man. Okay, Ten of Cups. Again, we just want to see better days. There's something in here lingering, and it feels like it's threatening your emotions, particularly people who might be tied to you. There is this constant sense of, I need better. I'm holding out hope for better. You ended on a 9. You ended on a 10. Both coming from a place of fear and trying to get rid of something that doesn't feel good to you. Show me the future. We have that 9 of Pentacles. Queen of Wands, 9 of Wands. Yes, you are tired, but you are holding your own. You're still showing me a good sense of spirit and good sense of will. There is some exhaustion here, and they're both coming under the strain of 9. It kind of feels like everything's on you. I don't know why your energy is telling me that, but that's what's going on. And then, yeah, so it's like you're saying, it's all on me. 10 of Wands is in your overview. So that's some heavy energy here. And what's interesting is that it's repetitive. I got a 9 and 10, 9 and 10. Many of you often feel like you're in this position of it's all on me. It all comes down to me, my energy, my efforts, my ability to take care of others. It's all on me. It's always my responsibility to shoulder these particular things, particularly where it seems like loved ones are concerned. So it's kind of like Capricorn's go-to in this situation. You know, you got a problem, you call Capricorn. If someone's ill, upset, something's going on, something's going down, somebody's sick, somebody needs work, somebody needs help. It's all on me. I got to sort it. That's how it's coming across. Whether or not that's actually true is up to you. Okay, so I can see the worry. I can see the frustration. I can see that this is constant and it's ongoing, and my energy never seems to give a break. I told Taurus I was going to cut back on the swearing a little bit. I'm trying. But it does feel like that. I'm not really getting so much as love is here, Capricorn, but it's coming across as diversified. Okay. Diversified emotional energy. It seems to be coming from multiple points of reference. So there is someone here specifically next to you, I believe, but it's mostly coming across as your network of people who represent your emotions. And it does seem to be like it's all on me, man. It's all on me. I always got to fix stuff. I got to do it. This is my burden. This is my responsibility in life. I am the go-to, you know? I make sure the family's running. I make sure the wheels get the grease, that kind of thing. I got to fix all the problems. I don't know why it's coming across like that, but it's very heavy. And September is happening now. You have 3 references to 9, 9, 9, 9, and 2 into 10. So you got some carryover energy into October as well. Oh, goodness me. Okay, let's get cracking. Let's see what's on your back. Show me that 10 of Wands, please. Okay, what's going on for that 10 of Wands? Well, I hope things smooth out for you. You're still showing me I got this, but you're also showing me I have to have this. This is my gig. This is my responsibility. It's coming across heavily as caretaker energy. Like I have to take care of all these people, right? I got to sort out all the shit. I got to deal with... I got to sort out all this stuff. I got to deal with all the problems, right? Show me that 10 of Wands, please. You know, the healthy family thing, that's all in me. I disagree, but if that's how you're interpreting it, then that's how you're interpreting it. You know, honey, people have very much a say in their own lives. Yeah, and I'm sure that you do your best to help. I do. I'm sure you do. Things get difficult not once but twice, and you still hope for the best. Emotional longevity. You want everyone to be happy. In the future, you're still showing me strain, but that you also got it. Show me that 10 of Wands, please. Knight of Pentacles, Chariot. It's like you're happy to do this, even though you're not. And it's been like this a long time with the Knight of Pentacles. I'm used to it. Christina, this is what I do. I carry the strings. I carry the burdens. It's all on me. And you're kind of happy to do it, but at the same time, you resent it. Huh. How interesting. Let's do that. In the world, you've done this many times. It's like it's been your life for the past 10 years or so. And I say that, and I don't mean to be flippant about it. It's just there's this really strong impression of time. Like this is your role, and you've done it many times over. You carry the burden, but you're happy to do it. You carry the strain, but you're happy to do it. You know, you've cycled in and out of that many times. Okay. You always hope for things to get better, and they seem to. But it's like stress. It gets better. Stress, nothing's going on, nothing's improving, but it's going to get better. I got this, but I'm tired. You see what I'm saying? You see the repeat? That's just on your baseline. Kind of like rinse, repeat. Lather, rinse, repeat. Right? The old instructions on the shampoo bottle. Lather, rinse, repeat. I can't tell if you're actually happy to do this or not. Huh. There's the strain. I'm used to it. It'll get better. I do this out of love. It's like a labor of love for you. You anticipate it. You've done it many times. And you're like, no, that's not going to change. So I don't know who I'm talking to today, but this is an ongoing thing for you. I not only see it in your baseline, it's also coming up as cycle in, cycle out. Not once, but twice. I don't think this is you breaking up with somebody over and over again. This is coming across as an overarching theme to life. You know? It's my burden. I got it. I feel good about it. It's like you can't imagine yourself without this responsibility.
I don't know who that is.
It's become part of your identity.
Some people that belong to a bunch of people.
I mean, if you don't have a problem with it, you don't have a problem with it. I just see a lot of strength in you, but also a great deal of optimism. It is coming across as it's all on me.
Yeah, that part is true.
If that fits you, then it fits you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So take what resonates if it does not. Reverse energy as it applies. But you and your loved ones are safe, honey. Are you sure you're not giving in excess to the situation? I don't know. I'm not saying you don't have reasons to worry. I would never say that. What I'm saying is, I have a pattern here that doesn't change. In fact, it constantly repeats itself. Show me that 3 of Swords, please. Do you get overly involved with family and friends, and then you're like, but I have to? See what I'm saying? Show me that 3 of Swords, please. Where does that come from? Ask yourself where that comes from. Is that really a sense of duty? Or is that just something you got used to and then said, well, this is my lot in life? Okay. Without this, I wouldn't know who I am. 7 of Cups, 4 of Swords, 8 of Wands. There's that optimism again. Through rest, ideas, expression of feelings, communication, we help work through and alleviate fears, pain, stress. You seem to be an old hand at this. Some of you might be counselors. That would explain a lot. Therapists and somebody who generally practices well-being. Okay. That would actually explain a lot if that was your vocation. Where you actually work in, say, the mental health field, emotional wellness field, wellness and well-being field, okay, medical, that would actually make a lot of sense then.
Yeah, home health care.
So if you're a Capricorn, you can let me know. That would actually make a lot of sense. But there is this idea of, we're going to do what it takes to communicate effective solutions. That's what I do. I come up with solutions to problems. I'm used to it. Calm. I'm restorative. I know how to heal broken stuff. I know how to alleviate fears.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very curious about you.
Mm-hmm.
Again, hey, I'm gonna hold on to that thought. Show me the world, please.
Get there,
Hold on.
Christine.
Show me the
She
world,
knows
please.
it's you.
Show me the world. Show me the world.
Mm-hmm.
Strength. The magician is, you're literally telling me you wouldn't have it any other way. Capricorn, Ace of Pentacles. Okay, look, man. I look. It's kind of like, here's this concept of you. You've cycled over this many times. You show a great deal of strength. As I close out one cycle, I open a new one. I do my best job with a sense of strength and fortitude and wanting the best possible outcome. It's like you are open. Your energy is like a revolving door. I take in problems and I shoot out solutions. You see what I'm saying? Problems and brokenness go through my door, and what exits is improvement and hope for the future, strength of resolve. I've got this. I am able. I am capable. Yes, you are. I want to see more of your direct love energy, though, Capricorn. That's where I'm trying to focus on your direct love energy, but it's coming across as multi-directional. Okay, so there is this huge sense in you that you are like this caregiving Capricorn, and your job is a never-ending story. It's repetitive. It keeps coming in as a cycle over and over again that you are well acquainted with, that you are prepared for, you accept it, and you're like, bring on the next thing. I always hope for better. I always hope for bigger. As I put some things to bed, I can open up to new opportunities, new sense of direction, strength, skill. I close things out. I open things up. I wouldn't have it any other way. This is my burden. This is my lot in life. Okay? Okay. FYI, for some of you specifically, you are looking at new work opportunities. Those are coming in. That was intended. Or you're trying to push one of those new opportunities through the door. I hope it comes true for you. Some of you are very preoccupied with that as you have all these other responsibilities. And it's coming across multiple points of direction. 8 of Cups, 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups. But you're telling me that you're a very proud, strong individual. Wait. Okay. But yeah, some of you are looking for better offers in the midst of all this. It's like FYI. I'm trying to pull in more money or a better job. But yeah, I have all this other stuff going on too. I bet you do. And it's just one of the many things in your revolving door. It's just one of many things in your revolving doors that you want to pull in something that's stronger in terms of monetary compensation for some of your work. But other than that, it's just one of the many things. Talk about efficiency, honey. I'm really trying to narrow down your love energy. I can't seem to focus it on any one person, and that's okay if that's true for you. And that seems to be one of your points, is that, Christina, I feel like I'm emotionally responsible for many people, not just one. Nine of Cups, please. Show me this Nine of Cups. But yeah, a big part of you would like to pull in something along the lines of a larger offer in terms of compensation or a new work opportunity for sure. But that's just one of the many things in your revolving door. Show me that Nine of Cups, please. Show me that Nine of Cups, please. Show me that Nine of Cups, please. I think you're very good at providing comfort to other people. This is what I'm getting for you. I think you're very good at providing comfort to other people and helping other people with their ailments or their problems. It's kind of like a respect of honor for you. You take that role very, very seriously, and it's almost like you go out of your way to interject your energy and your efforts to solve or mend things into people's life on purpose. It's like something that you feel you have to do. So again, I could be speaking to your vocation. One where you feel you should be more compensated. It feels like an aside. This is like one more thing in your revolving door. Yeah, but for some of you, yeah, you feel like you should be compensated more for what it is that you do. Because you're very practiced at this, whatever this is to you. It's been with you for a long time. Your energy always seems to be there on command and or demand as people need you. I'm not disputing that. Part of you loves it, part of you hates it, but it's kind of like you begrudgingly accept, well, people need me, what can I say? You know, what can I say? People need me. I'm the default person. Everybody comes to me when something goes wrong. And something always goes wrong. Am I right, Capricorn? And there you are, helping people solve their problems. Okay, kind of being a quiet, respectful presence. Like, I'm here for you. Your strain is my strain. Your strain is my strain. You know, lean on me. That's what it is. You've got some heavy lean on me energy. You kind of resent it, but you also... you resent it, but you kind of live for it, don't you? You want people to need you. Again, this could be speaking strongly to your vocation, so you let me know. A heavy lean on me energy. You kind of love it, kind of resent it. You wouldn't know who you would be without it. That's who I'm talking to today, so if it doesn't fit, don't force it to. Nine of Cups, Two of Wands, communication, Two of Pentacles, heavy, nine. September energy is kind of critical for some of you right now. There's that Nine of Cups again. There it is. When I see the positive, I see the negative. And in this process, it's like you kind of lose sense of your own feeling, and it kind of puts you into a negative headspace. I think you need to back off a little bit. I do. I think you need some you time. Your energy is coming across as very single, very individual. I can't tell if there's someone in here with you that's intimately next to you as in terms of partner. I'm getting a heavy note of diversified energy surrounding you. You give to it, it takes from you. Sometimes you go out of your way to get yourself involved in other people's lives because you really think that they need you, okay, to solve all their problems. And in the meantime, you try to show optimism and enthusiasm where you don't particularly feel it for yourself. I really think you should back off. I really think you need to take some you time and not get so entangled in other people's stuff. I'm kind of worried about you. Okay, if I'm being honest with you, I'm kind of worried about you. I know you have a particular pace here. You're showing me a strong sense of will. And I'm not trying to mess with you. I believe you. I do believe that in this Capricorn's world, okay, what Cappy says goes. I believe a lot of people lean on you. And once you exert your will or opinion, people tend to say, like, you know what, you're absolutely right, you're absolutely right, you're absolutely right, I do need to do this, I do need to do that. And you're like, see, I told you so, which is very much in your nature, but it seems to be wreaking havoc on you. Just the topsy-turvy of dealing with what other people say is their problems or their needs. And there you are, trying to help them pick out solutions to their particular problems, while you yourself are also contemplating your own sense of worth and wanting a new opportunity elsewhere and wanting more financial, probably, stability, knowing you. It's just one of the things you're trying to pull through that revolving door, honey. You know, how many pots you got on the stove? Which I know efficiency is like Capricorn's #1 game. And you're very good at that game. But I think here you have bitten off way more than you can chew. Even if you're not physically running around, say, like running around all over town doing errands, what I'm saying is energetically, you're running around. It's like you are fussing about your errands and everybody else's errands too. You know what I'm saying? Are you familiar? I love British comedy. I love British comedy. I'm just that way, honey. I love British comedy. And I don't know if you're familiar with that show, Keeping Up Appearances. One of my favorites. Hyacinth, the main character. You are reminding me of Hyacinth, and I don't want you to take that as an insult, especially if you're familiar with that show. The reason why it seems like she's running around and about to have a heart attack in every episode is because she gets herself unnecessarily involved in situations that never needed her involvement to begin with. I'm not saying these people don't need you. What I'm saying is you need to have a stronger filter in place about what is necessary for your involvement and what isn't, because you seem to be exhausting yourself. You act like you're doing everything on your own, and you know what? I believe you. I think you're not used to relinquishing responsibility. I think you're not used to delegating tasks. I don't think you're used to trusting people to handle the stuff that you're typically assign yourself as being responsible for. So it's kind of like, if I don't do it, nobody else does. Or they won't get it right, or nobody can help that person the way I can, or nobody can give that person advice the way I can, and nobody can be there for them the way I can. I have to be there for everybody, or otherwise, if they don't need me, there's a problem. There's a problem with my own existence if these people don't need me, or if they can't rely on me, or they can't lean on me. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm very worried about you. You're positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. You show optimism, and I can fix this, and then you turn around and you're anxious at the same time. I got this. I wouldn't have it any other way. I've done this many, many times, and so it has. And so you have. And it has wreaked havoc. The only thing you seem to be clear about is that one of the things in your world of the revolving door is that you do want a stronger offer, something to do with new work and or compensation. Cool. But if you're not being compensated appropriately, then maybe, again, you should pull back your efforts. Because you just doing more doesn't seem to be getting you more. I don't know. But it's just wreaking havoc on you, honey. Yes, it was in the past, but I don't want you to be a Hyacinth, honey. You don't need to make yourself that pent up and that crazy about expectations that only you are putting in place. Now, I know you have high expectations, honey. I wouldn't expect that from anything less from Capricorn. But you also need to, for that very same reason that you are Earth, to have reasonable expectations about what you're doing and why you're doing it and what are you getting back from it. Because you fussy, running around trying to clean up other people's problems, trying to get yourself overly involved because what if they don't need me? What if they don't need me? Yeah, what if they don't need you? God forbid they clean up their own problems. God forbid they stand on their own 2 feet. I know you know how. You've shown me all the 9s. So why don't you let other people do what they need to do? They're having a hard day. Okay, I get that. I respect that. But that doesn't mean you got to nurse them on the phone for an hour or 2. You know, somebody stubbed their toe. You don't need to go running across the street wondering if they need a splint. Okay? People get over stuff. Why don't you try turning some of this energy onto you? I'm exhausted looking at you. I don't mean it as an insult. I can just tell that you've gotten a lot done and you're so used to it, but it's like your energy is not concentrated on yourself. So I can't really see what you're getting up to love-wise because it's so... Hey, I'm just up here. This is how much energy you've given me, and I'm exhausted by it. And I'm only in the past. Oh my. Wait, what? I need you to back up. I want you to back up, pull your energy back. If this sounds like you already know what I'm saying. I promise you, people will work their stuff out. Okay? I know what it is. It's like, well, if they do it my way, it'll be the correct way. Well, the correct way is not doing you much favors right now. I want you to pull some of your energy back and conserve it more for you. Because this is exhausting, honey. This is exhausting. Some of this 8 of Cups, the Hanged Man, the 10 of Cups. Okay. Hopefully that's what I see you doing, is pulling back a little bit and not getting so overly invested in other people's doings, comings, and goings. Because you do have, the only thing here that's very clear and distinct to my eyes at all is this. This is what you do seem to know to be true. You're not getting it yet, but you do want to pull it in. Something to do with a stronger work opportunity or more monetary compensation. You seem to know this very sharply, but it's just one of the things in your revolving door. So are you giving this goal enough attention, or are you just throwing your energy on everyone else? Think about it. Okay, not an insult, so don't take it as one. People have become increasingly sensitive lately, as indicated by the comments. You know, Capricorn, you're a little bit better about it than most folks, but let me tell you, it's like, Jesus, honey, if you can't handle real tarot, you really shouldn't be here. And it's like, I'm going to tell you everything you don't want to hear. I will tell you the good stuff. I'm going to tell you the hard stuff. And guess what you got today? Yours is complicated. You know? If you feel the need to run in there and rescue stuff, ask yourself, do they really need rescuing all that much? Maybe a stub toe is just a stub toe. You know? Kind of dare myself to call your video that. People get so angry. People hate it when the titles aren't obvious. Oh, they hate it so much. You'll never get a video thumbs down so fast as when a title makes no sense. That pisses people off. They hate that. Oh, they absolutely hate that. It's not immediately obvious to me what this is about. Thumbs down. Like I said, people are increasingly sensitive. Kind of stupid. I actually run this from an administrative point of view, so I can actually say that. Okay, 8 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles, the Sun. You know, honey, I feel like you're waiting on permission for yourself to be happy. You know, I really do. You have the concept of optimism here. I've seen it several times, but it gets diluted when it goes into other directions, i.e. everyone else that you feel obligated to pick up after, or that you feel the need to be needed by, instead of you putting that focus on yourself. See what I'm saying? You have a goal here, and I want you to work towards it, but you're not going to be able to so long as you continue to dilute all this energy into other things. So you need to ask yourself, do they really need you, or are you imposing that on yourself? Because there's something else you could be doing. I'm telling you, honey. And you do have a couple of folks in your life that Capricorn, I need you. Well, I need me too. And you know what? I was thinking I should go on vacation. You know, it's like, well, I need me too. I don't know. I feel like a lot of this is self-imposed. Imagine what you could be doing and getting accomplished if you weren't running around cleaning up after people, or saying, I can help you. Let me help you. I know what to do. I know what to do. I know what to do. And you are exuding that confident, calm energy. You are. But when it comes to your inner turmoil, you have exactly that. You have inner turmoil. Your energy is restless and it's anxious because I feel like you're seeing everyone else except to you. Why? Are you one of those people that you see to everyone else's needs? That way you don't have to look at yours? Did you know that was a thing? That's the thing. I don't see it very often, but I'm saying it today. Okay, I feel like you're unhappy by the fact that you're constantly holding back from your own sense of happiness. Literally, it's like I can't invest in myself today. I can't invest in my son today. I'm gonna hold back from that. Okay, I'm needed elsewhere. And Capricorn bat signal comes on, or excuse me, the goat symbol comes on. And you're like, someone needs me. I knew it. They said they had a headache. I gotta go over there. I gotta get their hot water bottle. I gotta make them tea. It's something like that. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to depict you as a fussy busybody. It's just, like I said, you both love it and kind of resent it. Show me that Hanged Man. Sorry, I do not read the baseline in reverse. I didn't even know that was. And Hanged Man, please. The High Priestess. Dude, called it. Dead center reading. Called it, bro, sis. The Hanged Man. Yeah. Your intuition in this whole process has been suspended. Your innate feeling about what is correct for you, it is a form of self-sabotage.
Since I am a Scorpio North Node in Uranus, and that is where my life path and purpose lies in your North Node. I will play a North Node. I will play a Scorpio reading in between Capricorn. Because a lot of times, like I said, you have to check all the signs of your chart, especially your prominent signs. Like your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node are the main signs that you need to check in any readings to get a complete picture of what you need to know. Okay, my loves?
We're going to be taking a look at the current energy.
Okay.
Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Scorpio for the middle of September. Now, do keep in mind, this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Scorpio, let's go and see what we have here. Now I'm using the Gilded Tarot as well as the Angel Answers Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. All right, let's go and get all the cards out here. Now do hit that like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. And let's go ahead and take 1, 2, 3 of these Oracle cards. Let me make sure we're all set up here and in view, and then we'll get right into it. Okay. All right. I think that looks just about good enough to me for right now. Scorpio, energy on the bottom. You have the Three of Cups. So, definitely like the Three of Cups showing up here for you. Three of Cups is really a good card in it, like on its own. It is a card of joy, celebration, happiness, parties, good times with others. You can see the three friends or the three sisters here dancing on the cups above. The cups are overflowing and spilling over. That is seen as a good sign or a good symbol in the tarot. And so this can be a really fun period of time. The Three of Cups can also refer to your social circle. Okay, so the people that you kind of hang out with, people you keep your company with, can be like family members as well, but it's people that are close to you and people that you enjoy kind of celebrating with, and also people that you can be vulnerable with as well. That is the kind of Three of Cups energy. When negatively aspected, it can represent a third-party situation. I just don't see that here. I don't see any of the classic combinations that you would find here, and so I think the Three of Cups in this case is a really good sign for you. And so let's just try to get some additional messages here. So in the overall situation, you do have the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands can refer to burdens. You can see that this person's kind of carrying the weight of the world on their back. They are shouldering a heavy load here, and they're also walking uphill, which is obviously making this even more of a struggle or more of a challenge here for this person. And this can come forward when you are feeling overwhelmed. what's possible here is, just to be clear, I do not see anything related to like cheating or like anything like that. I just don't see a lot of romance energy in this reading right now. It just seems like if you're here and you're watching this, romance is probably, or love is probably not your like top thing right now. There's probably other things going on. So what could be going on here is with the Ten of Wands and the Three of Cups, there could be other people that, like are maybe burdening you. There could also be, I think that there's probably one person, okay? I think that there's maybe one person here that's making you feel overwhelmed, or you feel overwhelmed by one person. And this person would be someone from the past, because you have the Six of Cups. I'm going to talk about this some more as we go along. But some of you may be taking friendship inventory. I got a really good energy from the Three of Cups. And so the way that I'm trying to describe this is, I think that some of you have a lot, like an abundance of friends, like you have a lot of friends. And I do think that there's maybe like one or two connections, probably one, that you're looking to, that you've outgrown. The truth is that we do outgrow connections. We do outgrow friendships. And that certainly could be the case for some of you. Now, on a different level, my apologies for the notification sound there. On a different level, it's Mercury retrograde, Scorpio, work with me here. And so on another level, the thing is that some of you could be just like, you're doing well, like you have good social life, good social situations going on, but there's another area of your life here where you're feeling some burdens in your life. So I think that those are kind of the two scenarios that are kind of playing out in this reading. In the problem position, you have the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is about someone from the past. Like I said, I think you have, some of you here, if you're in the one storyline, some of you have outgrown a connection, you've outgrown a friendship, or maybe even a relationship, but I think you've outgrown a connection to somebody, and you can have love in your heart for this person, but that doesn't mean that you have to spend your time with them. And that's the thing, where you can set a healthy boundary and have love for that person, and have love for the times that you've had as friends or family members or whatever it is, and also recognize that that's not where you are now. And I think maybe some of you are feeling a little bit burdened about that. I know it's very specific. On the other end here, there's another burden from your past that is, if you're in the other storyline, there's another burden here from your past that I think is showing up in the cards right now pretty heavily here with the Ten of Wands and the Six of Cups for sure. And for some of you, this may be material. And for some of you, this may be material. The reason being is because in the past, you have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is about financial events potentially happening. Now, again, this is not something I'm forecasting. This is something that I think you've been dealing with. This can refer to you getting word of some type of financial information or an event related to your material situation or your financial situation happening. It's typically good. The thing is, there's burden. There's this energy of burden here. And it's almost like there's this energy of, this is something that you've been kind of working with for some time here with the Six of Cups in the problem position. This is not a new situation for you. This is something that you've been kind of working through. What's also possible is some of you are overworked here. You're overworked with the Ten of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles showing up. And this could have been the case for some time. Like this may be something that you've been dealing with for some time. And some of you may need to catch your breath, because what could be happening is maybe some of you need to go like celebrate or enjoy yourself or go on a trip or travel or, take vacation or whatever it is here. And, this could certainly be the case where some of you have been like overworked, overwhelmed, stressed out, whether it's related to a person or related to your actual work. There's some sort of burden here that you need a break from, is what I feel like saying. Now, in the future, you do have the High Priestess. What's interesting here is in the future, the High Priestess could be a way shower. This is somebody who helps open your mind. This is somebody who can peel back the layers and help you see something in a new way. So the High Priestess can be somebody who delivers important information to you, but this would not be like a professor. This would be like somebody who is, you can think of like maybe like a therapist, or maybe like a coach, or somebody that helps you see something in a different way that you don't find through a textbook or through traditional formal research. This is somebody who shows you the way. Okay, this is a way shower type of energy. Now, on another level, if it's not a person stepping in, the High Priestess says, trust your gut and really, really, really listen to your intuition at this time, Scorpio, because it is the biggest card of intuition in the tarot. And so some of you know how to handle this burden here. Okay, some of you, you're dealing with this burden, you know how to handle it. It's just a matter of trusting yourself and trusting that you can find that answer here with the High Priestess. So yeah. Now, in your thoughts, or on your mind, or in your thoughts here, you do have the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is all about being at a fork in the road. And this can say, well, there are a couple things with this Two of Wands. It can say that some of you are kind of in this period where you are researching, you're planning, you're playing the waiting game. You're kind of getting ready for the next level. It's like gearing up to get to the next level, if you will, in your life or your career, or maybe in your connections or your friendships, since we've been talking about that here in this reading. But this can really say that some of you need to choose between two options or between two paths here. Some of you are feeling burdened about this choice that you have to make. In the subconscious, what you can't see, or the hidden, you do have the Magician card. This is the card of Mercury, of course, star of the show right now here in September, Mercury retrograde. But the Magician is really about recognizing that you already possess everything that you need to be a major success or to be a major manifester in your life. You can see that they have all of the tools in the palm of their hand, and they can use these tools to bring something into their life. Again, so for you, there's a situation with a burden here showing up, and it's like, I think some of you may need to understand that you can handle this. Like, you are confident enough, courageous enough to handle that burden or that situation. The High Priestess and the Magician, this is the divine masculine and the divine feminine, number one, number two. So you are taking a balanced approach to your situation. Remember, we all have the divine masculine and the divine feminine within us. And so you are taking a really balanced approach, a healthy approach here to this burden. And I think, especially if you're in the storyline where you're maybe dealing with a connection that you've outgrown, I think some of you are taking a healthy, balanced approach to that. And I think also some of you are really, really here looking at the energy you expend on career and work matters. Now, in the staff, in the direction that you are headed, in your current influence, the way that you influence the situation, you have the Nine of Cups. So you love to see this card. The Nine of Cups is all about joy, celebration, happiness, similar to the Three of Cups, but even more so. This person, actually more than that, this is about emotional contentment. This person is just feeling good. I mean, look, they're throwing their cup in the air. Presumably there are customers in their pub here, in a small business. The cups are upright, which is a good sign. And for this person, their wish has been fulfilled. Okay, and so the Nine of Cups is also about wish fulfillment in the tarot. And so I really like what's going on in the direct. You are clearly headed in the right direction here, Scorpio. If this reading is for you and you're resonating with this, it seems like you are on a really nice path here in your situation, in your life. In the external situation, or the external influence, you have the Ten of Pentacles, which is major abundance. It's one of the most abundant cards in the tarot. You can see it's like the chest at the end of the rainbow, or the end of the journey for the hero, which is you in the tarot. And this says, also, look here, you see the sun symbolism as well in the chest, which is interesting. I don't really point that out, but the sun is a major sign of happiness. And so when you get the Ten of Pentacles, it can say that this is like, it's one of the Empire cards that I would consider. It's one of the cards I consider to be an Empire card, meaning whatever you're building now, you're building out like your legacy, you're building out, your empire, you're building out something for the long haul. And I definitely feel like, removing some burdens here, that's really enabling you to build something out better or build something out stronger for yourself, or it gives you more breathing room to get this legacy kind of rolling, or whatever you're looking to do here. I think removing some burdens really will help you at this time. In the hopes and fears, you do have the Two of Swords. You're looking for clarity in your life, okay? This person needs to remove the blindfold so that they can see what is right in front of them. And the other thing is, this can be a card of conflicts in communication. There is a communication situation here. Some of you are looking to set boundaries. Some of you feel like your hands are tied, or you feel like you're in a deadlocked situation with a person where, like, I feel like it's more internally for you. I feel like you have something to say to them, and maybe you're struggling to find the right way to say it. But you definitely have energies here that would suggest to me that you know what to say. It's just a matter of saying it. In the outcome, you have the Nine of Pentacles, which is your freedom. This is your independence as a person. This is one of my favorite cards as well. The Nine of Pentacles says that you can stand on your own 2 feet, Scorpio, and you have built something for yourself that is long lasting, with the Nine of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles showing up here in the staff, especially with the Nine of Pentacles in the outcome. And so, yeah, it's a major energy of financial independence and just your independence and freedom as a person. Let's go and take a look at these 3 tarot cards here. So we have the Hierophant, we have the Six of Pentacles, and we also have the Four of Swords. All right. So the Hierophant is anything that is traditional in your life. So this can be like, universities, like learning in a formal way, even though I said I don't think you are. I think you're learning in a non-formal way, which is, I think, very good at this time in the collective. I just feel like there are so many different ways to learn outside of higher education. But, this is also a card of marriage. And, I just feel like some of you, there's been like a connection that you've had for a long time. It might not even be marriage. It might be friendship. But you've outgrown a situation here. As I said at the beginning of this reading, you have the Six of Pentacles, which is all about like balance, and specifically spiritual and material balance. And so recognizing that money's not everything, but there's like a whole lot out there for you to discover. And the Four of Swords, like I said, the Four of Swords is about rest. And I feel like I said, some of you are burdened and overwhelmed. And I think some of you might need some rest or something like that, quality rest. Yeah, so you have communicate clearly, improving health, and know. So this is very clear to me that some of you do need to set a boundary. I would really recommend approaching this situation with love. Okay, I know that sounds phony or corny or whatever, but like, it's very easy right now in September to say something that we later regret. And so try to set a boundary with love, and after that, recognize that it's up to the other person to handle that situation how they need to handle that. And as long as you do the right thing, then keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, let's go ahead and see what we have here for you, Capricorn. Now, I am using the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot, the Ethereal Visions Tarot, as well as the Keepers of the Light Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. Do hope you're doing well. Hope things are going good for you. All right. Start off the reading here with 2 aces. Really nice to see next to each other. So I'll talk about that more, I'm sure, as we go along. But wow, really liking what the energies are showing up as here for you, Capricorn, just on a quick glance. But let me go ahead and take 3 of these oracle cards and I think that looks just about good enough to me. So let's go ahead and dive in here. So on the bottom of the deck, you have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles, as you can see, there are a couple ways that you can go through the Three of Pentacles. One way is this can connect to other people, right? And so this could be your colleagues. It's typically like your teammates. You have another three here, the Three of Cups. Those two cards in particular really connect with others or connect to other people, connect to social settings, work settings, hanging out at the water cooler, if you will, hanging out at lunch break, doing those sorts of things. You can kind of think of it that way, or you could think of it as going out, celebrating, having a nice like happy hour, that sort of thing, going out with friends. Some of those situations could be showing up here, but the other way here that you can look at the Three of Pentacles is this is about you being talented or being gifted at something. As you can see, the mallets here. Mallet is a symbol of talent and building. Also, they created the statue here, and now they're showing off their work to these two people. And so it can say that you are about to be recognized and rewarded for the work that you've been doing in your career life. So it's really a great card. And when you get it paired in a reading like this, it seems to be, for you, this seems to be more about healthy relationships going on and also about healthy workplace situations here, because you have all positive cards. In fact, this is a really nice card reading so far, just based on a quick kind of glance. And I do have to say the earth signs have had some pretty good energies here in this week. So yeah, definitely like to see this. But let's go ahead and dive in. So in the overall position, you do have this Hierophant here. This middle card is very important because it spills into the rest of the cards. And the Hierophant is Taurus energy. Speaking of another earth sign here, it is Taurus energy. And, this Hierophant can say that you are kind of building higher knowledge. This can be a card of academia. It can be a card of studying, learning, but it's really anything connected to tradition. That's really what the Hierophant is about. So learning at university or learning in higher education, that is a traditional way of learning. There are other ways to learn, but it's more of a traditional way. It's also a card of marriage because marriage is a traditional concept in society. And along with that, this can be around like a 9-to-5 job or your work in general. It can connect to an organization that you are part of or your workplace, especially if you work for like a large organization or you work in big business. So I definitely feel like for many of you here, this is connected to work. There might be like a smaller portion of some of you that are doing something connected to learning as well. So yeah. In the past, you have the Ace of Swords, the Nine of Cups, and the Six of Wands showing up here. So definitely these two cards came out first, and they really, the Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands really stuck out to me. But you've recently connected on some type of a breakthrough. By the way, the word connect is something that's coming out of my mouth a lot here as I'm talking. And so there's this really big energy around connection here with these two threes, with the organization showing up in the middle. You are connecting with something or someone or a group of people. The Ace of Swords is a good card for communication. Right? It can say that there are breathroughs in communication.
I've been higher learning because I take the
it's
class to help me take the classes to help us with our content. That's higher
learning.
It
can feel like a very nice energy. It's also a beginning that leads to victory. So I do feel like in the past here, there are two cards associated with victory. Not only the Ace of Swords, but also the Six of Wands. This person is being publicly recognized for all of their work, all of their hard work, energy, and effort that they put into something. And, this is another card of victory, exceeding expectations, going the mile, going the distance, and doing that sort of thing here. And so you definitely love to see the Six of Wands showing up, especially combined with something like the Ace of Swords, because it's sort of like a double confirmation that some of you have started something successfully, or you've successfully moved in a direction. And along with that here, this Nine of Cups, suggests that this feels like some type of wish that is being fulfilled, or dream come true type of energy. This person is totally fulfilled in their life. Look at how they are crossing their arms over here, and behind them they have the cups here are upright. Upright cups in tarot are a good sign. You can also just see the expression on their face. Things are going well, and I get the sense that this is one of these readings where I almost feel like saying, like, we could almost stop here, but of course we're going to keep going forward. But it's almost like, keep doing what you're doing is what I feel like saying. If this is resonating with you, obviously. If it's not, like, if you know you need to make some changes, do what you need to do. But like, if this is resonating with you, I would say, like, you're on the right path here. In the current situation, you have the Ace of Wands, you have the Hierophant, and you also have the Three of Cups showing up. So the Ace of Wands, okay, so these two aces, okay, so that's like a supercharged confirmation that you're getting a new beginning. It's probably already started for you based on what I'm seeing here in this reading, but this is, for most people, this is in the areas of business and or career, because of the Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands energy here. In fact, we, obviously Nine of Cups, Three of Cups, we have cups there, but this is primarily, I think, related to connection. The cups in this case are relating to connection in your life. The Ace of Wands for me is one of my favorite cards. You actually have my two favorite cards here. Ace of Wands, the Star, amazing combination. Both are incredible energies, and the Ace of Wands in particular is the best card if you want to start something new in your life, or get started on something, like plant a seed, ignite. It's the energy of like ignition, or getting fired up, or really moving in a direction when you get the Ace of Wands. And so it's definitely something, like, if you are looking to start a business, or you're looking to start a new career, or you're looking to start an exercise routine, healthy eating, anything like that, the Ace of Wands is the card. Now, you have this paired with the Hierophant, and so I think for many of you, you may be starting jobs, or you're starting, your side hustles, or you're starting your business here because of it, or you're starting school, or maybe you're learning something new, you're picking up a certification, maybe like you're getting your real estate license, or you're doing something like that here. I think some of you are doing those areas of your life right now. You have the Three of Cups, which is all about joy, celebration, good times with others. This can connect to your social circle, or the people that you spend time with. You can see that they're sort of like throwing their cups around. The wine is flowing. The good energy here is flowing. The three friends or the three sisters are dancing and celebrating. And so when you get the Three of Cups, it can really kind of say that there's a lot of joy in your current situation. And this almost feels like, is this too good to be true? But no, let's not try to roll it back here, because I think that this is what's going on for many of you here, and this feels very good, especially if you're resonating with this. Now, in the future, you have the Justice card, you have the Star, and you also have the Page of Pentacles. So some of you have a prospect coming into your life here, I think probably connected to money, finance, work, career, because of this Page of Pentacles here. This says that generally in life, your prospects are looking good. You can see that they are holding out a pentacle, saying like, here, this could be yours. Look, they're like, here, this could be yours. And the idea of pages is that they are messengers in the tarot. They deliver important information. This can say that there's good news on the way, but this is more about a prospect in your life. It can say that maybe there's some agreements or something like that you're looking at here, or new offers that you're looking at. It can also be a card of academia as well. And, you being an earth sign, this could simply be you. We have kind of two earth energies here, with the Hierophant and the Page of Pentacles showing up. And so, we have the Three of Pentacles as well. But yeah, I definitely feel like you're kind of front and center here. Your career situation is really working out. You have this Justice card, which is all about, in this, it can be about balance, harmony, as you can see in the scales here. But, for you, I think that this is you recognizing the importance of the actions that you've taken in the past here. Because if you've been paying attention in this reading, this is a home run. Like, this is a home run. And, you've had to probably, do how many days of batting practice to hit the home run, right? And the idea of this Justice card is you are getting the appropriate outcome because you've taken the appropriate action, right? You spent all this time, using a sports metaphor here, you spent all this time learning how to hit the ball, and now you're hitting home runs. And this feels like a home run for you. You have the Star card as well, which the Star is all about hope, healing, and optimism for the future. It is about synchronicities. It is also a wish come true or a wish being granted to you. You have 2 wish cards here. You have the 2 main ones. I think, like with the 9 of Cups and the Star here in the same row. So this is sort of like your day-to-day column here, or sorry, day-to-day row here. And so for you, it's like, wish. In between the 2 wishes is the Hierophant, which can, again, connect to marriage, work, or academia, or learning, like learning something. So I almost feel like, saying, like, continue doing what you're doing, because it is clearly working out here for you, Capricorn. Let's go ahead and let's see what is in these 3 oracle cards. Okay, so you have faith, humanity, and benevolence. Stay calm, trust the good in yourself and others, see the light in the world. You have hope, love and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. And then you have Freya, phases and cycles. There's a beginning within every ending. Illusions are revealed and released. Culmination period here. And, it's interesting. I'm not really connecting with these oracle cards for you as much as some of the other readings. You have Commander Ashtar, call to action, take charge, lead by example, walk your talk. I don't know if this is really hitting for you right now, these oracle cards, but it's kind of making sense because it seems like your day-to-day is just kind of working. And I almost feel like this extra guidance that would maybe normally be there, that's not even really required in this reading. Sometimes the oracle cards don't connect, and that does simply happen in my readings. And so, yeah, let's just go ahead and let's start to get some more tarot cards here. Wow. So you have the 9 of Cups. You have the 5 of Pentacles. Now, if you are enjoying this video so far, please do hit that like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. So you have 9 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords, Knight of Swords, Page of Pentacles, and the Chariot. All right, so we have some repeating cards here coming in with the Page of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups. Both cards did feel important. And, 3 confirmations of wishes, dreams coming true for you. But again, this is something that's well-deserved to you. This is a result of appropriate action in your life. This is a result of, if you look here at the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Swords says, strike while the iron is hot. It says, take action and go for it. It says, go in the direction of your dreams. Go on the journey of your wishes. And you here taking action in the past, I do feel like you've sort of had this recognition that there's been a culmination point sort of happen. Again, I think you've spent a lot of time learning how to hit the ball, and now you're hitting home runs in your life. You have this 5 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. There may have been a period here where you're like, man, like, when am I going to get this opportunity, or when is this prospect coming in? But you didn't give up. And that's the important thing about this reading. With the Page of Pentacles twice, that is confirmation of an offer or an opportunity or a prospect here coming in for you. And the thing is, it's met with the 5 of Pentacles right here. 5 of Pentacles for you, I think, was about, like, maybe dipping into despair. Like, why hasn't this happened yet? Like, why, when is it going to come in? Why hasn't it come in? And I feel like, having those emotions, feeling those emotions, having those feelings are normal when you're waiting for something, especially if you've been, like, firing off applications and, doing your resume and all of that. It's normal to feel that way. And I feel like for some of you, you have not let that hold you back. You do have this 3 of Swords, which can talk about separation, but it can also just talk about emotional releasing. I think that some of you are just really in a nice kind of emotional situation here. I think some of you are having an outpouring of emotions in the future here because you have this culmination energy around wishes, dreams, goals, all of those sorts of things. And so I'm not concerned about the Three of Swords. You have to take everything into consideration. These cards are overwhelmingly positive. The Chariot is all about overcoming major obstacles in your life and really kind of going the distance and, you know, jumping over the hurdle. And also a major theme with the Chariot is self-discipline, which I talked about here, which is you've put in the work, you've learned how to hit the ball, and now you're hitting home runs. So amazing reading. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.
Hi Taurus, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well today. This is going to be for Taurus.
I know I got a lot of Aries, just in the tribe. So, and then I'm an Aries. I have Aries highly aspected as well. Aries is my midheaven, my Chiron, my Jupiter, and Lilith, which would be considered a stallion. Midheaven is very important placement. Midheaven and Jupiter. That's why I said you got to learn how these planets and stuff affect your signs. Black Moon, Lilith, and Chiron. Now I have all that in Aries. As I say, I'm a grand trine and fire. I really watch all the signs because I have all of them in my chart. All but Cancer. Aries, my brother Zane.
Now I'm using the Gilded Tarot.
Sure.
Hello, Aries. Welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Aries for the middle of September. Now, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate. Drop the one
If
that
y'all
do not,
like these readings,
and
please
also
go
check
over
out
and check
your
them out.
sun,
Consider
moon,
subscribing to
and rising
Zane
sign.
Intuitive Tarot and Sassy Scorpio Tarot.
Let's go and take a look at what we have here, Aries. Let me get a shuffle in here. Now I'm using the Gilded Tarot as well as the Angel Answers Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. All right. Let's go ahead and make sure we get all the cards out here. I'll make sure we're all set up and in view, and then we'll get right into it. Do hit that like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. All right. Okay. Things are going good for you, Aries. All right. I think that looks just about good enough to me for right now. All right. Energy on the bottom. You have the Emperor. So the Emperor, this is somebody who is really a leader in work, or just they have the energy of leadership. And not only leadership, but also authority as well. This is somebody who is well respected in whatever they do for their work, in their place of employment, or whatever they do. This is a good omen. This is seen as a good omen in business contexts. When you get the Emperor, you could also say that this is like big boss energy. It's bossing up. It's being a boss,
big dick energy.
Being a leader, all of those sorts of things. This is also traditionally seen as like the father archetype in tarot. And so it can deal with issues around, or, it could be related to the father or your fatherhood, if you are a father, or, something like that. But let's go ahead and let's see what this could be around. I definitely love to see the Emperor on the bottom. I think for many of you, this is probably more about money. Okay, so I do have to say, this middle of September, all of the readings that I've been doing recently, most of them have been about not so much work, but more so about money. There might be some elements of work in here as we go along, but I think something about finances for
Brown
the collective
Flat
right now
Power, what's
are
up?
coming in pretty
You
heavily
must be
here.
an Aries. I
So
see you
let's
dropped
just dive
in
in.
real quick.
In the overall situation, you do have
I
the
know I
Six
got a lot of
Pentacles,
Aries
which
in the family.
is this
So that's what
idea
I got a
of
prominent
kind of
placement in
giving and
Aries. That's what
receiving.
I go on
You
and
can
drop
see that
Aries
there's
reading.
inflow,
If you like the
outflow
reading, go
going
check
on
out my
here
brother from
in the
another
card.
mother's vein.
There's outflow in that this person is giving money away to the people here. This is associated with the act of charity. But there's also inflow in that as they give, the scale begins to balance and to tip in their direction. So it's this idea that as you give, you receive. And this kind of natural flow between everything in the universe, in the world, whatever you want to attach meaning to. Now, the Six of Pentacles, this can say that there's also this idea of like material and spiritual prosperity in that life is more than just money. Money's great. Money helps make things easier, but I can genuinely tell you, Aries, that money does not fix everything. It doesn't. And I think most people will tell you that. And the thing about this is there is the spiritual side of life as well, which the Six of Pentacles does say. Remember that there are more sides to life than just what you're bringing in or your income or what you have invested and all of that type of energy. So yeah, those are kind of the things that are showing up here in my mind when I look at the Six of Pentacles. I think some people look at you as somebody who has made it with the Six of Pentacles and the Emperor on the bottom. Definitely a good sign. In the problem position, you have this Knight of Swords. And what I would say here is this card can come forward around impulsivity. I will tell you that I feel like just be extra careful about gambling at this time. Okay, I'm not a financial advisor. Contact your financial advisor or whatever. I can't give financial advice, but I will say that be careful of making impulsive decisions related to money at this time, as you have the King of Swords here combined with the Six of Pentacles. Definitely something that is sort of kind of showing up or coming up in my mind here for you at this time. So the Knight of Pentacles, it does ask you to strike while the iron is hot and sort of take advantage of good opportunities, but it's in the problem position, right? And so when you get it like that, it's more about like, are you potentially making an impulsive decision? Are you sort of potentially putting yourself at risk? Have you thought through something fully here at this time, Aries? So some of the things that kind of I think you're dealing with, I think there's, especially because this idea of outflow with the Six of Pentacles, I'm definitely getting something here about like, are you giving a lot? Like, are you helping friends and family out with money? Are you placing a lot of bets in the markets? Are you literally going to the casino? Like, are these things kind of coming up for you at this time? Now, in the past, you have the Ace of Cups as well here showing up. And so the Ace of Cups talks about some type of new beginning in love. And definitely a nice card for love. There's not a whole lot of love energy. This is really the only like traditional love card that I would find. You can attach a love meaning to any card, but this is kind of one of the big ones. And so, what this could be around is the theme of this reading, I think, is more about finance. This could be around you acquiring your vision here. If you take a look at the eyeball, they're kind of attaining a vision for what they would love to see this cup be filled up with. And so what do you want to fill your cup up with? I feel like is the question that you've been asking yourself here in the past, as it is showing up here in the past. And also kind of, you can see the phases of the moon here, kind of above the eye. I think some of you have been like searching for a vision at this time, or maybe doing some sort of visualization here in the past. I think related to money, related to abundance, all of those sorts of things. It's always a nice idea to plant those seeds in your mind, because it really does give it space to grow, right? You must plant the seeds in order to see the tree grow. And in creating strong visualizations, you do create space for that outcome to happen in the universe. Remember, it's like it gets really deep into the weeds, but there are multiple potentials for you, like at all times, right now in your life, there are multiple potentials, but it depends on, are you aligning your vibration with the potential that you want to attract. And yeah. Now, in the future, you have the Death card as well, which is about a transformation in your life. The Death card says that there's the old way of doing something is fading out. It's leaving. This is the old guard changing and the new guard coming in to your life. This is you going from the caterpillar to the butterfly. Anything that is traditional could be changed under the influence of the Death card. And so this is not about death and dying. It's about going through a transformation. If you think about it this way, if there's something that you've been doing over and over and over again, if it's like, this is just an example that's coming in. If you're like on the 12th month of you giving like a family member money, it's like, this is something that is now becoming like a pattern. And maybe there's a transformation coming in that area where you may say, you know what, like, I'm kind of tapped out here. Like, I whatever, right? You may be thinking about, like, there might be something that you've been doing for some time now that changes in your life here. And I use that giving example because you have the Six of Pentacles, which again can be about charity or just like you spending money or giving money away. In your thoughts, this is what you are aware of. This is what is in your consciousness. You have the Hanged Man. You do know that you need to let go of something. So there's this energy here on this reading, which is very interesting about like giving, but it's this idea of like letting go, giving. The thing about the Six of Pentacles, I keep returning to it. The thing about the Six of Pentacles, it can also say that maybe you do giving in a different way. Like maybe you give through, maybe you give a friend healing advice or healing words of advice, or you're always there for somebody or whatever. But there's this situation connected to the Six of Pentacles and impulsivity that there's like a letting go that you are very much aware of here at this time, Aries. And I would say, look, we are in this Mercury retrograde. It's nothing to be concerned about. But what I am saying is during Mercury retrogrades, it's very easy to say something that you later regret. And so if you do need to let go of someone or you need to let go of something, try to the best of your ability to do it with love. Do it from a place of love. And that you may feel really fulfilled in doing that. And you accomplish your goal, which is to let go. You have this Eight of Pentacles as well. This is all about your hard work paying off in life. It's positive movement forward, a good movement forward in your work life. But most importantly, the Eight of Pentacles is the biggest card of a talent in the tarot. It says you have some sort of talent, gift, skill, or ability that will always keep you well provided for. So, yeah, I definitely, I want to see what else comes forward. I'm very interested to see what these three cards are. I'm not going to peek at them yet. We'll wait. But there is this very, very interesting energy that I do not see often around you being successful, but also being careful about where you place your money or what you do with your money. In the staff, in the direction that you are headed, in your current influence, the way that you influence the situation, you do have the Four of Cups here showing up. So Four of Cups, this can be somebody who's sort of stuck in or trapped in boredom and apathy. This person here is potentially missing out on an opportunity or a golden opportunity here. And the Four of Cups really asks you to be careful that you are not missing out on opportunities. Now, what I will say is when you do something from a place of boredom, that's also not a good situation. And so what I'm trying to communicate here to you is do not just do something because you feel like you're going to miss out. If you don't act now, you feel like you're going to miss out. Because remember, we have impulsivity in the problem position. But what I am saying is there a situation in your life where you can maybe do some research and, when this opportunity arises, you'll be ready to maybe look at that.
All right, family. The last reading of the night is this going to be a collective reading by Aquarian Priestess Tarot. This is a collective reading for all signs. Someone wants to be more than just friends. Did you break the player? Whoa, boy, it sounds like it's going to be off the chain. Hey. Did you break them? Yeah. Well. Aquarian.
Not a blame game. Our partners. Not a blame game. Our partners reflecting those wounds sometimes too, and it's mirroring what we are. So if anybody is like kind of blaming, just remember, where all the rest of the fingers are pointing back. Somebody says later, dude, as the influencing factor, and it's about loving yourself enough to only accept the best and letting go of that wrong person. So being comfortable with being alone. The challenge is these core values, and so seeking partners whose core values align with your own, meeting your tribe at places of interest to you. And of course, we have doing the inner work. So I really like this because it's somebody who's healing themselves first, attracting what they want, choosing partners that want to grow with you, which would go along with those core values as well. But you might be talking to someone, again, it could be friends, family, maybe somebody that's, of an interest. But it says here texting or reconnecting with someone, opening up that dialogue. There could be a second chance, for somebody, back in each other's world again. So, it's like as you do the work and they do the work, definitely. It depends on what happened here. But it is the coffee cup coming in here. So if you're talking to someone, maybe you guys, make plans to, maybe get a cup of coffee or, go out for dinner or something like that. But meeting and conversing, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted. And then also talks about friendship too. So this could be anybody. And then, of course, the golden mirror, which is not always something you want to see because there could be that person who's that self-absorbed narcissist, maybe somebody who just has the tendencies, but if they truly have the disorder, those are difficult, people to deal with sometimes because they're very, kind of like double standards in many ways. But it says here, one-sided relationship and love bombing. So I can definitely see why you would probably walk away from a situation like that. But the challenge is the dragonfly. This is being lighthearted, finding things out, things coming to light, adapt, change, and heal. But if anybody feels like they're not enough, obviously if anybody truly is dealing with a narcissist or somebody who's very strongly, indicated towards that, it's feeling very frustrated in that type of relationship. And so it's kind of wanting to pull your hair out type of a thing. But there is, maybe some lack of confidence on, it could come from any side, but self-sabotage, fear, ego, somebody could be jealous, especially if you're moving on. And so they might want to try to come back again too, try to ruin your, whatever you got going on here. But it is kind of very common if there is somebody who is a narcissist to keep many options open, but you might have, options to consider too, where it's like the decision itself. But the unconventional string along and one night stand is not what I like to see. So just be careful, who it is that's trying to come back to. And then, of course, we have the try me. So nice, because this is like, not in the mood, you ain't going to deal with that. And the answer is no, pissed off, on the chopping block, fed up, things need to change. Staying in, obviously if there's somebody that's, bugging you to do something, it's kind of like a night, in for your own space or moment. But this could also be where that person's busy or tells you that they got something else going on. And so, you're kind of like, maybe cancel plans or something like that. So it does give free time or a mental vacation, but it's, you don't necessarily have to stay at the house. You can kind of get out, make your own plans. So the challenge is to just kind of the skater girl. It's the kind of just skating along vibe, finding the balance. Now, there could be, like getting out, maybe even, an outdoor date or something with your friends or even someone you might be interested in. But, let things slide. You might run into that person or something if they told you that they had to work late and then come find out, here they are. But, it's kind of like adaptability with that situation too. And kind of quickly getting over something and shaking your head in disbelief, though, still at the same time. But frustrated, annoyed, focus on the problem, the solution rather than the problem. And so there is the teasing coming in here too. So there's a lot of mixed energy, which tells me there's probably more than one situation. So even if it's just like, getting out with friends, it's not to say that there's more than one person here as it pertains to love interest. But what I do feel is that if you are dealing with a person who has tendencies towards narcissism, they may very well put you in a position where they've kind of strung you along. And so, like, kind of overcoming that situation. But, this is the flirtation, the teasing, and somebody might actually have a crush, so this is where, playing, having fun, keeping it airy, and then, of course, joking around, so I just kind of feel like at the end of the day, trying to overcome that little situation with, whomever it was that just, maybe wasn't treating you the best. But it could be that person, coming in, doing a little bit of love bombing too. So you just only, only you know what your situation or story is, as to like if there is a dynamic or not. But let's see what we have coming in. I'm going to put a spread on for both you and your person. So please do feel free to swap those roles if you need to. So we have that feeling of loss, somebody's focusing or grieving on that past situation, but maybe it's them, they could actually be looking at this, from having some regrets also, but there is still a Two of Cups that remains. So when somebody is done with that process of focused on, again, whatever in the past has happened, it does have a reconciliation energy, but is it with the person or the situation? Because the Two of Cups could be old or new. Now, the Ace of Wands in the reverse, definitely is where somebody might not be ready to start something new. And it's, again, in due time because, somebody's still, experiencing some other pain, but I do feel there is going to be a peaceful resolution. And it's kind of like if there is a conflict that's already happened, that's where that peaceful resolution comes in. But somebody could be avoiding an argument too, or even accountability, because this could be where, there's been some moral dilemmas or, that might be where, other people get involved. And so there's some avoidance that goes into that and just focusing on what makes you happy or them. Obviously this is very self-indulgent, not a bad thing, if you're trying to find that place of peace. But it can also be like if you're dealing with that person, they might only think of themselves. And so I do think with the Queen of Cups in the reverse, there's a vulnerability there. Now, if you're dealing with somebody who is emotionally unavailable or rigid or just kind of, immature on that emotional aspect, then yeah, that could be one of the cases where, it's like they're very much self-absorbed. But if you're dealing with your own circumstances, this could be where, it's not feeling quite oneself, it's emotionally distancing yourself, setting up some boundaries there too. I hope nobody's dealing with a player, but it's possible if there was that golden mirror with a self-absorbed narcissist there. And so that could be where, again, maybe even just the new beginning doesn't get off the, kind of off the ground right now. And then, of course, the Hermit in the reverse could be like coming out of isolation, seeking counsel, coming up with solutions to problems, but seeking, I think, even being that guiding light for others. But the challenge is the offer. And so are opportunity. And I think that if you're dealing with somebody who's very, kind of unpredictable or unreliable, maybe a little disloyal in some cases too, but I do feel that there's some apathy towards that, or there's just somebody that's not following through at the end of the day. And so I do see you moving on or moving forward, again, to find this place of peace perhaps as well. And so there's a transition that comes with that. And then you're starting that new beginning. And I do think that this is a leap of faith towards something new. Somebody might feel like, they're kind of, their luck has been, maybe not in the greatest place right now, but I do feel that there's closing out some past cycles that will help, get the ball rolling again. The fate, fortune, and destiny, sometimes things that have already happened. And then, of course, where you go from here, it's, been experiences and lessons, and sometimes they're painful ones. But in reality, there's something that is likely to change for the better. And so I feel like anybody feeling like, they're experiencing, kind of like that human experience, which isn't always the funnest, thing, but it does feel to me that there's something where there's like a cycle until definitely somebody could be coming back. It doesn't have to be the most recent person or situation, but I do think that there's kind of like unfinished business. So take it for how it feels. Obviously it's going to be a multitude of different, interpretation, but you kind of, the Wheel of Fortune is all about change. And so it's still, not closed out any cycle. It's like to say that, there's kind of maybe even a revisiting of a past. The Queen of Swords in the reverse could be some avoidance. Obviously we're looking at the other side now. And so if that person's being very, kind of despondent, or maybe there's been some deception in some cases, some dishonesty, very harsh criticisms, but it kind of feels like some ghosting energy as well. And then, of course, the Four of Pentacles is where one invests one time, trying to feel stable, safe, and secure. They might have a boundary set up around them. kind of to say too, even as the influencing factor, you knowing your worth and value, so not settling for less. But it's interesting that the conflict comes in because like one person, might come in wanting to fight, and the other person's like, respond versus react, doesn't even want to deal with it. But I kind of feel like one person's more willing to find some resolution, where the other person might just choose to have fights just to kind of, it's like the drama that goes into that dynamic. But the High Priestess in the reverse, could very well represent secrets, obviously getting revealed. There could be even some, allegations, whether they're true or not, you got to consider the source. But I kind of feel there's been some group dynamics and maybe other people getting involved in a situation. And then, of course, somebody feeling stabbed in the back. But I kind of feel, too, they could have caused it in one way or the other. And then, of course, you got to decide whose side of the fence you're falling on. But there is an ending of a difficult or painful cycle that feels like somebody's seeing a new light of day. And so it does feel to me there's going to be some type of a conclusion coming in here. And then, of course, if there's confusion because somebody's, words and actions might not match, there could be like the what if it works and what if it doesn't kind of a thing. So it's kind of bringing that fantasy to reality and getting things in order and prioritizing some, different, factors too. I actually like that the Queen of Wands is upright. So if you're dealing with a person, we do have two queens here, and so there might be that choice between one or another, and that could be what some fighting is about also. And that could also be why somebody isn't able to pick up an offer if there's still, a lot of options to consider. But I kind of like the Queen of Wands, whether it's you or another person, it does feel to me that this is very self-sufficient and confident, and just a very interdependent person, but somebody who is not afraid to take action. But I kind of feel somebody, like, for example, there's an opportunity in the challenge, but it's the other person where it's like seizing the opportunity. So if the opportunity is there and there's been other options to take off the table, obviously there has to be that consideration, but it is part of the challenge. And then, of course, the new beginning comes up on this side as well, the leap of faith. One person's moving into a new, kind of like finding some peace with a situation, and the other person's coming in here, ready for the leap of faith. Just like, both sides. The one might be just a little bit more ready than the other. And then, of course, movement for, both of these. This is very exciting times coming up. The Chariot is all about being divinely guided to make a choice in one direction or the other. And whomever the second person is on this, whether it's you or them, obviously this is where, because it might not even have something to do with the two of you, because there could be a dynamic where there's been somebody that is, definitely created some affliction. So remember, the person on this side is doing some healing. And sometimes the choices that come in with making painful decisions, obviously it's like seeing a truth of that, dynamic. But there's forgiveness for anybody who's looking at, just releasing some old energy, or maybe there's reconciliations for some people. There's healing that comes with that too. All right, guys, so we have the Tower in reverse. Somebody might be resisting some changes. That's not uncommon, but it could be too avoiding that disaster, and maybe it's already happened and then picking up the pieces, so it's kind of to say it's a little bit unavoidable because the change is necessary. It's kind of like shaking the head in disbelief, like, why is this all happening? Where somebody feels like their luck has changed or something, but there is new coming up, and it's the planning phase. Good news, maybe even in earthly matters, home, career, this could be like that person who wants a, long-term maybe offer something with you too, but it's developing that plan, laying a new foundation perhaps. And so it does feel to me there's new opportunities coming up. Could be the influence of kids as well. Somebody's overcoming some restriction and escaping, and whatever has been holding somebody back. It's a sense of liberation and freedom, finding a solution and, the options that are there. And it's a really huge sense of relief, and it's regaining or taking control over that circumstance. But someone's returning to one's roots. I mean, this could be, how you used to do something a long time ago. This could be going back home, to where you grew up as a kid, kind of a thing, even if it's just for a little, visit. But there's a lot of memories here, and somebody definitely of your past could be returning. Doesn't have to be the most recent person or situation. But somebody could also be feeling homesick, the nostalgia that goes in with that. But what it does do is offers a sense of healing, and then hard work comes in with that Eight of Pentacles. These are about goals. Somebody might even be getting a new job or self-employment, but it's kind of like the mastery of a situation, being focused and determined on whatever the task is at hand. So there's quality that comes in with it too, and it definitely brings some abundance at the end of the day. So somebody might be really focused on like what they do to earn a living right now. The Four of Pentacles is that budgeting, especially if there's more expenses, if anybody had to move or, whatever the Tower, the big changes in life that come up. So if anybody's offering some, like assistance or maybe a loan, it could even be from a bank. But just keep in mind too that the Four of Pentacles is somewhat times the budgeting that's necessary. Maybe you have some bigger expenses or there's something you want to be able to afford later down the road. And it can definitely be budgeting of time, energy, love, or money, setting up some boundaries. And so it does feel to me there could still be kind of that, holding on to some past issue thing too, if there's anybody here, that maybe still has that energy, within them. But I do feel it's going to be moved on from. But somebody, is seizing the opportunity. Somebody's rejoining the world, and it could be with a fire energy or somebody who exudes the confidence to pursue and follow through, and it might be you being that person. I've got Virgo and then fire energies coming with that, where it's kind of like letting go of any regrets. There's end of the stagnation, a lot more motivation and enthusiasm comes with that. So I do feel that challenge is going to be overcome and it's going to find some balance. There's a win-win outcome. It's even karmic justice that seeks to balance itself out. There could be some legal disputes for some people. If anybody's looking at, kind of going through, like, say, a divorce or signing new contracts like jobs or, anything, again, contractual. But it is an order of process, and it comes with honesty and integrity. Sometimes the life lessons and cause and effect, and there are the life lessons with the Wheel of Fortune and the change, and it's the good changes. So that's going to resolve itself too, where the new opportunities do present. So this can also sometimes represent soulmate type of energy too. And so the cycles, the life, the fate, the fortune, and look what comes full circle is this Five of Cups in the reverse this time. So it's moving forward and moving on, accepting help and healing, forgiveness, rejoining the world, all the things we already talked about. So I kind of like that this is the Seven of Wands in the, reverse, because, this is almost to say where, it's putting some past in the past, choosing your words in battles. If it's not worth your time, it ain't worth your effort, kind of a thing. And so I just feel at the end of the day, it's like, it's like letting go of issues or hurts or, again, there's forgiveness and there's acceptance and there's moving on, coming in here. And so I kind of like that. There could be somebody seeing, the other person's perspective as well, too. So it can be, a number of different things. But we have here life surfing. So feeling capable of overcoming the adversity, especially with a Tower being there, approaching life like a sport. High vibes, obviously it's going to attract new things for you. Surrounding yourself with positivity, connecting yourself with source, your tribe or finding your people. And also the paradigm shift comes in here with some new experience that's integrating now, even if it hasn't started to manifest quite yet. But it is, trying to, again, that transition. And so there's growth and maybe somebody's, resisting it a little bit too. But there are cycles of change. And if anybody is trying too hard, obviously it could go either way. And I think it's normal when a Tower comes, the first thing you want to do is hold it together. So it's very counterintuitive to take a step back and allow the change to happen. But, for us, if there is any, it does sometimes create resistance. And it's really about letting go and watch it flow. Rest, be lighthearted, avoiding any burnout. And whatever the challenges or was, any delays or detours, those are beneficial. So it's kind of like, that guidance that comes with, following the signs, test before leveling up and creating your own reality, and like it's kind of about living your best life by design. And you have amazing experiences and freedom of lifestyle with infinite potential. That comes with that too. So like if you have that liberation to do whatever it is that you want, some of you might even be looking at relocation, moving back towards where you grew up or something, like some type of childhood, like returning to one's roots reminds me of as far back as, when childhood, but it could be, where you were like 5 years ago. But just keep in mind, it's almost like someone or something is returning, and again, it doesn't have to be the most recent situation. All right, so somebody wishes that they had treated you better. They want to be more than just friends. I mean, this could have been long ago. You could have been, like, I don't know, kids that, kind of poked fun at each other or something too. But if you were in that position with this person and you guys parted ways and stayed friends at one time, yeah, they wish they would have treated you better. And they do want more than friends. But some of you have a dynamic too, where it's kind of like starting something new. Somebody knew exactly what they were doing, does show some sense of intent. On the bottom of the deck, it says somebody lost themselves for a while. They're so attracted to you, and you don't know how hard it was to let you go. So I think there was some, again, it's whether or not you have a dynamic is only for you to know. But, this does kind of feel like it has some mixed energy. But perhaps it's just because somebody changes and their energy has shifted a little bit too. So defend, if anybody's been defensive or defending, that could be whatever you feel is sacred to you, at the end of the day. So let's see what else we've got coming in here. Just a couple cards. All right, Eight of Pentacles. And if it's being that it's in the reverse when I've seen it here, sometimes there could be some distractions. So remember the Mastery, it already came up once, but I'm going to read you the interpretation for the past, present, future. And so the message and what we focus on here, somebody said what was witnessed was forgotten. So whatever that is or was. But in the present, your hard work will finally pay off. And in the future, it's taking action and more action towards those things that you do want. Look at that Queen of Wands coming up again. All right, somebody's stubbornness isolated them. Maybe in the past, which is funny, it came with a Hermit, so it's kind of like, again, a time to rejoin the world. But also at whomever, right? But it says here in the present, somebody's feeling a new ambitious drive. And in the future, being careful to maintain a sense of self or independence. Just the interdependence, that's necessary sometimes within relationship dynamics. But I do want to look to see if there's any other messages that can come through. Somebody's waking up, or going through a spiritual transformation. Somebody still feels the pain, probably of whatever's happened of the past. And then, of course, please forgive yourself. I love that energy because this is where it's being healed anyways. And so whatever happens is, again, been forgotten kind of a thing. That was, part of that message. Somebody couldn't handle your words when you were upset with them and it was too painful at that time. And of course, that's going to be where, and of course, the ace, if there's the ace of fire coming in here, you got to consider too if there's any false starts or delays, because it's the ace of wands that's right here influencing the situation. For one, there has to be desire, motivation towards what it is that you're pursuing or they. And then, of course, will it or won't it be reciprocated? Or is it just simply that, do you want to reignite the fire? Because it's still an ace, it's still a new opportunity, and there's a new opportunity coming. But is there a dynamic or not? So that's my big question. And then, of course, we have here, somebody says they're happy that it's over. The worst is behind you guys, perhaps, and that could be part of what's happening there, too. So let's see what we have coming in here. Just a couple of cards to clarify and see if it wants to give any, words of advice or just maybe words from your person. But this could be soulmate kind of an energy. Because if there's soul recognition, when you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories that you've shared with those you love. So you meet that one, and it's like very soulmate karma, kind of coming in with a wheel of fortune. What's meant to be, if you're meant to cross paths with somebody, you're closing out some old cycles. And, I do feel that this new cycle is going to get ready to come in and your forgiveness comes in again. So stop focusing the energy on the past events, for life is too precious to waste. And it's about creating the reality of what it is that you want by what you think, dream, and imagine. So if there's any confusion, because there was that Seven of Cups, which is kind of like, well, what if it works and what if it doesn't? It's just figuring out, like what you need to prioritize. And I think in many ways, taking options off the table. And it could be you or them, because there could be a lot of that past situation. I just grabbed this deck. There's a friend in your life for a reason. So that might be significant to some people. All right, let's see what else we got coming in here. All right, courage, somebody taking that step. And so finding the inner strength to face whatever fears that are here, with some confidence. And I love honesty. And that's, again, the justice, giving, it's like getting what you give. That goes both ways, riding the wave of life, that kind of comes in here too. Not resisting a situation also, especially with the Tower. But I do feel that, when you look at honesty, if it's part of the challenge with justice, it says here you can't always expect the truth from others, but you can expect it from yourself. And sometimes if there's even self-denial, we know sometimes what we don't want, but, it's kind of like, okay, what do we want? So there might be that case in some, areas too. But I do feel that the honesty has to go both ways. And, trust, obviously, if that needs to be built. And, I just, at the end of the day, it looks like a really beautiful new beginning that's very fate driven. And there's, positive changes coming, and there's some transition that's coming about. So I do feel that there's going to be, again, moving in this new direction. Now, with whom? That's the big question for me, because, whether or not you have a dynamic is, only for you to know. So is it the old person coming back or someone of the past that you've already known coming back around? Because you could actually meet somebody for the first time, have a soul recognition with them, and that could be where this, when you pass from this world, kind of the soul memories that you have. Because sometimes that Six of Cups is about past life, stuff that's been here. And you have that big karma wheel, which is really all about, like I said, it has soulmate stuff here too, fate, fortune, and destiny. So yeah, decisive moments, guys. You guys, please do take care. Thanks for watching. We'll catch up real soon. See ya. Bye-bye.
All right, family. If y'all like those readings, please consider going over and subscribing to their channels, giving them some support. That was Aquarian Priestess Tarot, Zane Intuitive Tarot, my brother from another mother, and that's Sassy Scorpio Tarot. May all y'all have a wonderful night, and I'll see y'all in the morning. Go within, my love, so you never go without.